Good morning, Amani. Boy, I missed that gong. You might have to turn me up a little, Alex, because my voice is just a little bit scratchy. I came back from Europe and got sick for a couple weeks, but I'm feeling much better, but my voice is in the coughing. So bear with me. I missed you all. It's so good to be back. We are going to start today's wonderful service with a song from our guest musician, Dennis McBride.
It's good to be back. I haven't been here for a couple months, so it's nice to see y'all again. So I thank you. We're gonna sing a song. If you know the words, sing along. The chorus of it is just one word: freedom, and we all understand that word. I wanna clap a little louder than before. I wanna sing a little louder than before. I wanna cry a little higher than before. I wanna shout a little louder than before. Y'all say it with me here. Freedom, 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 freedom. I wanna clap a little louder than before. I wanna sing a little lower than before. I wanna shout a little higher than before. I wanna clap a little louder than before. Freedom, 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 freedom. We said freedom, freedom,
Thank you, Dennis. That was awesome. Before you step down, everyone notice how Dennis's shirt matches perfectly with a new picture that Catherine dropped off. Beautiful. All right. Yes, very, very well done. All right. Well, again, welcome everyone to the Amani Center. So good to see you. Thank you for that great voice lifting, soul lifting, vibe lifting song. That's just what we needed. And Frank, my clicker was working, but now it has decided not to work. If you could advance that slide for me. So, there we go. Oh boy, sometimes these slides get a little jumbled. Let's release the kids. Looks like Joe's gonna take them. And Addie, you guys go have a great time, and then we'll hear what you did afterwards. All right, let's see if it started again. There it goes. All right, well, welcome everybody. We're so glad that you are joining us here at the Amani Center. We like to start our service with our vision statement, which we all say together out loud. So let's do that right now. We are lighting the path to peace together. And so that's why we show up. That's how we show up. We do this good work together. We're lighting that path to peace at a time when the world can really use that. So thank you for being part of it. A little bit about who we are. We are an open and inclusive spiritual community, and we know there are many paths to the divine. So whatever path you are on, you are welcome here. We're glad to walk it with you. Sometimes we might lean on you. Sometimes you might lean on us, and that's how we do it together in community. So you are all welcome here. Is there anyone here for the first time? Oh, wonderful. Jamie, I'm so glad you're here. Gina, did you already give Jamie a little packet? Okay, so we do have a little gift for you, a little bit more information. If you have any questions, please ask us. We're very glad that you're joining us. If there's anyone joining online for the first time and you'd like to get that, just let us know. We'd love to mail it to you or meet up with you and get it to you. just tells you a little bit more about us, and we just have a little charm gift there, just a reminder that we're so glad you're here. One of the ways that we are walking that path to peace together, leading that path to peace, lighting that path to peace, is our Circle of Light, which is made up of our practitioners and our ministers. And we're here to help you remember the truth of who you are, to remind you of that truth, to help you bring in the things you want to bring in, to help you put down the things you need to put down. January is a good time for that. We had a great burning bowl ceremony last week. I was at home doing it. But maybe there's still stuff you want to put down or still things you want to bring in. So we would love to sit down with you as our gift to you, any one of us from the Circle of Light who's here, and then there's some people who might be online that you could reach out to. You can also drop a request in this prayer box, and we'll sit with you for a few minutes, or we'll reach out via text or email or phone and just help you bring in what you want to bring in or put down what you want to put down. So with the members of the Circle of Light who are here, who would be willing and able to pray with you today, please raise your hand so you can see. So we got 3 of us over here. Don't take that heavy stuff home. If you've got something that you want to sit with us, we would love to do that. And it really is transformative. So I hope you'll take us up on it. All right, let's go through our announce. Did you see that? Today we have an announce. It's a technical thing. She has the slides so beautiful, and then when they convert, they do weird stuff. So here's January, and today is, wow, it's not even on there. Today is the 18th, and we have the wonderful Reverend Donna Appadone. She's here, trust me. And next week, we will have our wonderful Reverend Sherry Wynn, and next week is also our potluck. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Oh, speaking of the wonderful Reverend Donna Appadone, she shared with the Circle of Light the other day that she's going to be interviewing Michael Pollan at the Crest Theater on March 9th. And he is fantastic. If you haven't read any of his books, he's had some amazing books on a lot of different subjects. The book that he has written now is called A World Appears, A Journey into Consciousness. So that sounds amazing. And with the ticket, you get a copy, a signed copy, I think it said, of the book, right? He's signing them. So a chance to see our own Reverend Donna in her wearing her other hat, interviewing Michael Pollan, hear him speak about this new book, get a copy of the book. And so some of us are going to go to that. If you're interested in trying to get with us and get like tickets together, let me know today because we're going to order our tickets. But you can also just go to the Crest. Make sure you go to the Crest Theater website and don't get pulled into some of those ticket things because sometimes they add a bunch of money on them. $55 is what you can get those tickets from through the Crest, which is a great price, and it's going to be an awesome event. And there'll be a Q&A afterwards too. So if you want to get tickets with the rest of us, let me know. But I encourage everyone to go see this. All right, here's some of our weekly things. We have chair yoga on Tuesdays over at the dance studio. I believe A Course in Miracles is still going on. It is. Okay, and it's still at the Yeager's house? Okay, great. Thank you. Staying Grounded every Thursday at 11:11 right here. A chance to get your feet back on the ground, recenter, and sort of work through some of the stuff that a lot of us are going through right now. All of those are donation-based. This will not happen today. We've had this the last 2 weeks, but Reverend Kathy had a family emergency, so she won't be here today doing this discussion group, so that is canceled. Teen Playdate is back. So we had to sort of postpone that. We told you last week, and we've had someone step up who's going to help bring that back, and that's Alyssa. So thank you so much for volunteering for that. Really appreciate it. This is how stuff happens here. People have to step up, and then we can keep doing these wonderful things. And there's so many kids who benefit from this. So thank you so much. If you'd like to help with it, see Alyssa. We're going to be also looking for some help with our kids program. So I have had one more person who stepped up, and that's Missy. But if there's anyone else who'd like to help with this, you could take one Sunday a month or even maybe one Sunday every other month. Whatever you could do would be helpful so that we know the kids are covered, that we have an adult there, and that we're giving them this great program so that they can be enriched and have some fun and then come in and share with us what they do. So if you'd like to help with that, please let me know. And then our annual meeting is next Sunday, so please show up for that. It's with our potluck, so Reverend Sherry will speak. We'll have potluck. We'll have the annual meeting while people are eating. It's your chance to find out what's going on at the center. It's your chance to offer your suggestions, to ask questions, to find out how you can get involved. So everybody is encouraged to come to that. And then one more thing, thank you for. One more thing that I want to let you know about is we do have some classes getting started up again. We're going to have the 4 agreements coming back up. That's our first class in our accredited year 1 program. Fantastic class. I've taken it at least 6 times. When it comes out, I always take it because it's so elemental. It's so life-changing. It's such a great way to get yourself back or bring yourself back. Like I said, every time I take it, I get new things from it, and it up-levels me. So Reverend Sherry's going to teach that this time. That's a new one for her. She's a fantastic teacher. She wants to know how, what do people want to do? Do they want to take it during the day, during the week? Is it night, via Zoom? So I'm going to pass this so that you can say if you're interested in this class, and then also this class and other classes, when would you like to be in class? What works for you? Would you like to have nighttime Zooms? Would you like to have an opportunity to come and meet in person during the day? Or do you like meeting at night? Whatever it is, there's a chance for you to write that down here. So I'm just going to pass that around if you can let us know if you're interested in 4 agreements, and then also what works for you. And just any notes you give there, and then Reverend Sherry could reach out and kind of clarify if necessary. So I'm excited that we have some classes that will be starting again. And Reverend Belinda's looking at bringing some new ones too. She's talking about Atlas of the Heart by Brene Brown, which would be amazing, and some other stuff. So get excited about that. All right, now we are going to bless the service. Now that we've gone through all of our announcements and our logistics, now we can take a moment, take a breath, and just drop in. So if it's comfortable, you can allow your eyes to close. Allow that cleansing breath to just flow into your lungs and belly, slowing it down and then releasing it. When we slow the breath, we slow the nervous system, and we allow our body to just calm, and we make this space for what we're here to receive today, the music, the message, the meditation, all of it. And I just know that everybody who needed to be here is right where they're meant to be, including those who are watching online right now or even tuning in later. I'm so grateful that you listened to that voice that told you this is where you needed to be or this is what you needed to hear. When you show up with that open heart, you lift the rest of us as well. And I know you receive exactly what you're meant to receive today. And I also know that out across the world, there are people all over this planet right now turning within, knowing a higher good, turning towards love and empathy and kindness and oneness. And that is doing the work. That's what we do in order to lift the world, in order to lift humanity, in order to keep ourselves centered and part of the solution and not out in a place of chaos or fear. And so I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I'm grateful for the Amani Center for giving us this place to do this good work, to level up our consciousness, to be part of a better world. And I'm grateful to our speaker, our volunteers, our sound team, our live stream team, the people who set the space up, the kids program, the teen program, all of the things, our board, everyone who's doing what they do to help make this place what it is, which is a community of people, and it means the world to me, and I know to many of you. So with great gratitude, with great joy, I release this word into the law. I know that all is truly well, and together we say, and so it is. All right. Now we're going to do our affirmation. And today's affirmation is brought to us by the wonderful Reverend Dawn Apidoni. We're going to say it 3 times. The first time with energy and enthusiasm. The second time we drop it down to a whisper and just really let it drop in. And then the third time, just listen and join me mentally as I speak it aloud. All right, let's begin. I love without reservation because I can. I love without reservation because I can. I love without reservation because I can. And together we say, and so it is. All right, now we're going to have another song from Dennis that will lead us into our meditation.
red roses too. I've seen them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, say it with me, y'all, what a wonderful world. That's right. Now the colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow, 'cause they'll learn so much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, join with me please, what a wonderful world. Oh yeah.
That was beautiful, Dennis. Thank you. All right, now we'll take a moment for our meditation. So you can allow your eyes to close if that's comfortable for you. Set aside anything in your lap. This is your time to go within, to get quiet, to just receive whatever's yours to receive, to commune and connect in the most intentional way with that light within you. And so as you allow your breath to slow and deepen, I encourage you just to open a space within, to receive anything that you're looking to know, anything that you're looking to bring in. You can ask for it. You can make space for it and say, ask a question, or just know that something is coming to you that is something that you desire. And so we'll just take a few moments in the silence. And if there's nothing that you're trying to bring in or that no question you're asking, I encourage you to just to be open and see what's yours to receive in the silence. Enjoy your meditation. Now staying in this space within, silent for just a few more moments, we'll take a moment for divine healing, knowing the truth of who we are, who the world is, who our earth community is, and that is whole, perfect, and complete. And so we'll reach out our loving arms of healing and kindness and wholeness and comfort around this little blue dot that we all live on. And in a moment, I'll ask you to speak aloud the name or names of people, places, situations that you want to shine that loving light of healing and wholeness and perfection upon. And we'll speak it aloud in the room, and then we will just shine that light of love, of wholeness, and know the truth for it. So right now, go ahead and speak aloud the name or names of those people, places, situations that you want to know the truth, the healing for. And now just feeling that energy shift within the room as we have spoken these people and situations and into this loving space that we've already created, filled with light and love and community and oneness. And we here, working together, know the truth of all of this, that something better is unfolding, that there is only wholeness and connection and oneness with spirit. And so whatever we're seeing, whatever's unfolding, is part of the journey, but it's not the final destination. And so we can know the wholeness, the perfection for all of these situations, all of these people, including for ourselves, and just breathe into that, releasing any sense of fear or anxiety or worry, because that is not for us to do. That is not helpful. We can step into that space of knowing, of oneness with spirit, with all that is, and shine our light to be part of the solution. And so I'm so grateful for all of you for doing this work right now, here in this space, making a difference, because that's just what we did, and that's what we continue to do. So with great gratitude and knowing that all is well, I release this word into the law, knowing it is done, and together we say, and so it is. All right, we're going to have another song from Dennis.
Well, last month, Christmas time, I got reintroduced to this piece, and I found that if I change one line, it's no longer a Christmas song. But the sentiment of the song really, really matters, and it goes along with the principles that we study in Science of Mind. So I offer this to you. Children sleeping, snow is softly falling, dreams are calling, like bells in a distance. We were dreamers not so long ago, but one by one we all had to grow up. When it seems the magic slipped away, we'll find it all again upon this day. Believe in what your heart is saying. Hear the melody that's playing. There's no time to waste. There's so much to celebrate. Believe in what you feel inside. Give your dreams the wings to fly. You have everything you need if you just believe. Trains move quickly to their journey's end.
destinations are where we begin again. Ships go sailing far across the sea, trusting starlight to get where they need to be. And when it seems that we have lost our way, we'll find ourselves again upon this day. Believe in what your heart is saying. Hear the melody that's playing. There's no time to waste. There's so much to celebrate. Believe in what you feel inside. Give your dreams the wings to fly. You have everything you need if you just believe. If you just believe. If you just believe.
Thank you, thank you.
Wow. I love you. You know, he just sits there and he's like mild-mannered little Dennis, and he just like hangs out, hi, how are you? And then he opens his mouth in front of that microphone and something else happens entirely. Thank you. And what a beautiful fit for the next few minutes of this. Good morning, Amani. I had a wild experience during a million years ago during the pandemic. Remember that way back when? I did a series of author interviews, as I'm going to do in the next couple of months, and one of the people I interviewed was Julia Cameron, who wrote The Artist's Way. Very interesting woman. By her own admission, the books that she writes, of course, are about art, they're about writing, but they're also about how to use art as a way to deal with addiction. That's her story, and it has applied to a lot of other people too who have appreciated her books. I had to ask her, how does it work? You know, how does this whole process that's laid out in The Artist's Way, how does it work? And she paused for a minute and she looked at the camera, we were on Zoom, and she said, I don't know how it works. I just know it works. Oh, okay. Well, that kind of stopped me a little bit, too. Actually, that's my reaction to science of mind pretty much all the time. I don't know how it works. I just know it works. And that's a little bit about what we're going to talk about today. Through Ernest Holmes' very lengthy explanations. That book is thick. That Science of Mind book he wrote is like this thick. It's a lot. But I find myself understanding somewhat intuitively through his writing and in other parts of life that this stuff works. This stuff works. I don't have to know how. I just have to trust the process. And that's what we're all doing. That's why we're here. Even if we don't know how it works, we know that it does. I was raised by parents with two totally different philosophies about life and certainly about spirituality. My mother taught me a religion with a very strict set of rules. And it was like, memorize this, don't question it, just follow the rules. Okay. And then my father gave me power. My father believed that we all have the power to cure ourselves when we're ill, to change our lives for something that's totally better than what we've had so far, and to make choices. And he believed that interpretation was a big part of how we live, to take what's right in front of us and interpret it and understand it in a new way so that we could use it. Of course, to interpret a rule, we have to fully understand what the rule is. So there's that always that combination of me, of the two parents and their different philosophies. But my father was definitely a New Thought guy. He read the works of the masters of New Thought. He believed in mind over matter, and he believed that we have the power to cure ourselves. When he was about 20 years old, he contracted a disease that probably should have killed him. But he stepped into his best and his higher self, and he got through that disease. That was long before I knew him, obviously, but from what I've heard from people who knew him at the time, he was pretty humble about it. He knew that not everybody believed what he believed. He knew that not everybody understands their own personal power. So he didn't say, I got through. He was very gentle with himself and with everybody else on that topic. And he knew my mother was very skeptical. So when I came around, he taught me metaphysics in a very covert way. He did not tell me how he learned. I didn't know about the books that he read. I just knew he read the masters, but I didn't know really what they were or who those masters were. And he didn't use language that my mother would have found controversial or challenging in any way. He was really, really good in the way that he did that. But what he taught me, in essence, was that I can do anything I set my mind to do. If that isn't New Thought, what is? You can do anything you set your mind to do. And the key word there is anything. That's really big if you stop and think about it. How often do we stop and think about how big anything can be? So I grew up with science of mind, but I didn't know it. And then when I was about 45 years old, also eons ago, when I was 45 years old, I had a personal disaster in my life, which turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to me once I reframed it. And that was when I uncovered science of mind. I didn't discover it. It was there. I uncovered it and found out what it was all about. And I remember being absolutely astonished. I remember thinking, you mean other stuff? Other people know this stuff too? It's not just Daddy? Other people know this stuff? This is like, it's a whole wisdom tradition, really? I didn't know that it was, but this tradition that we have involves intention. It involves a mind that's stronger and more capable than a lot of people know that they have access to. We know that. We're stepping into that, knowing what is possible. So I stand before you today to talk about the third chapter of Holmes' book, not as a person who has studied it, but as a person who learned it intentionally and intuitively as a kid, who brought those concepts to fruition and learned how to interpret the concepts. I did not train the way some of our other ministers did. I went to an interfaith seminary because I wanted to focus on the universality of faith traditions. I wanted to really understand our common ground, and I did that, and that was wonderful. But it gives me a totally different perspective from the perspectives of Reverends Belinda and Sherry and Pixie. So I come at it a little bit differently. So what I'm about to tell you today is what I've learned from this chapter, and I have to admit to you that it's my interpretation, because part of what I grew up with was that interpretation is important. It's the interpretation that has guided my life, though. It's something that I take very seriously. I don't take it lightly at all. So what I'm going to do today is give you what I found to be a few key lines in the third chapter. The third chapter is called What It Is. A few key lines, and then tell you what they've meant to me. So here we go. Right there on page 40, Ernest Holmes writes, "The divine mind is infinite." He also writes, "A conscious connection must be made. The Spirit can only give us what we can take." There's a lot in those 3 lines. For a long time, I found it very difficult to believe in a higher power because I didn't subscribe to God in the way that a lot of people do. But the divine mind, well, that, I can relate to that. It sounds right to me somehow. The divine mind sounds like something that I can embrace, because it gives me the understanding that I'm part of the divine mind and the divine mind is part of me. It gives me that two-way conversation instead of something that's far off and not reachable. The other line, a conscious connection must be made. It reminds me that I have what it takes to connect to that thing, even though it's much bigger than me. It's okay. I can make that connection. I can connect to the divine mind. And this is where I see that we are different than some people and some other beliefs. Some people believe this and some people don't. But, you know, we have this and we can use it to the best of our ability. Holmes is also reminding me that I can be part of a conscious connection. A conscious connection with myself, with you, with the trees outside, with everything that there is. But it's a conscious connection. That's important. It also reminds me that I'm not begging for forgiveness. I'm not asking for mercy from a higher power. I'm part of an equation. I'm part of the equation, and I have the power to tap into that thing that's bigger than me. And then the last phrase in that little trio of lines I just gave you, Holmes says, the Spirit can give us only what we can take. It's a little like going to my favorite grocery store. Am I going to take the little handheld basket when I can only put a few things into it? Or am I going to take the great big shopping cart where I can put a whole month's worth of groceries in there? Which am I going to do? Of course, it's not the cart that matters, it's what's in the cart. The grocery store can only give me what I can take. But it's all there. All the food is in the grocery store. But how much of it am I going to take? And how am I going to use it? Am I going to use it while it's fresh, or am I going to let it rot? There's so many decisions to make that are so simple, but facing us every day. The Spirit can give us only what we can take. But you know, if I'm willing to make a full feast for myself, that grocery store has it all. Holmes also wrote, we look too far away for reality. We look too far away for reality. I love that. It just seems so brilliant. Because the first question I had was, where is reality? It's right in front of me. It's right in front of you. Reality is really all there is, and it's all around us all the time. But how often do we say that we want reality, and we forget that it's right there? We forget the obvious. And why do we think reality isn't enough? Why are we sometimes looking for something beyond reality? Why are we looking to escape from reality? There's a reason reality, as it is in front of us. And when we really know who we are, when we really understand our connection with the higher good, then reality is just what we're looking for. Reality isn't something we have to find. I mean, I'm tripping over it all the time. I don't know about you. Reality is like in my face, whether I like it or not. But by accepting it, by embracing it, I'm not saying we shouldn't try harder or reach higher. No matter how high we reach, no matter how much we achieve, that is reality. When I face reality, when I accept reality, when I really look at it for what it is, it's a beautiful gift, whether I like it or not. It's really a beautiful gift. It's filled with lessons. It's filled with something I need to know at all times. And when I accept it, when I embrace it, everything gets a lot easier because I'm not trying to swim upstream. I'm accepting what's right there in front of me. Reality is waiting for us to accept it. It's everything we want, even if we don't know it. Holmes says, love points the way and law makes the way possible. Love points the way, law makes the way possible. There is only love. Take that in first. There is only love. That's all we have. It's our guiding force. It makes a big difference in everything we do. And law makes the way possible. We don't have room for doubt in our lives. There is no doubt. There can't be doubt. There's only love. How can we doubt love? There's no doubt, there's no settling for less, there's only law. The law. And it's truth and it's reality and it's around us all the time for us to really take hold of, to really embrace. Holmes says, and this is a little bit longer and takes a little bit to grasp. I'm going to break it down in a minute, but listen to this. Each state of thought taps the same principle, uses the same law, is inspired by the same spirit, but each draws forth a different result. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? It would be easy to think that there are different results for different people, and to an extent that is true. It's sort of like the TV commercials, results may vary. But the point is that my various states of thought and your various states of thought will draw forth different results at different times because my moods lead to different results. When I'm confident or not, when I'm creative or not, when I'm open or not, all of those can lead to different results. It's not the universe or the law giving me different results, it's me. It's how much I embrace. It's how much I accept of my own personal power. The principle hasn't changed, the law hasn't changed, the spirit hasn't changed. All of those factors are the same. I'm the only variable in that equation. So I have to look really closely at that. If I know I'm the only variable in how the results turn out, and I think I want certain results, then who are you going to call? Exactly. That's some powerful stuff. When I uncover what's available to me, I find out that it is totally up to me. Holmes says, how then are we going to know what is right and what is wrong? And he follows that immediately by saying, we're not going to know, we already do know. His words. I don't have to explain that, but I might repeat it for you anyway. How are we going to know what's right or wrong? We're not going to know, we already know. I feel like that's one of the most important concepts in my life, to understand that I already know what I need to know. Even if I'm not always aware of it, it's there. It is reality. It's in me and it's all around me, and it's up to me to use it. Now we get in a little more to what this chapter is really all about. It's about spiritual mind treatment. And Holmes writes sort of a definition of treatment for us that's very interesting. He says, a treatment is an active thing, definitely, constructively, actively stating, sensing, knowing some specific good with a definite motive in mind. We must supply the avenue through which it can work. So treatment is an active thing, not a wish, but something bigger than that, something that we are a part of, that we engage in. So treatment is a verb. Spiritual mind treatment is a verb. And these other words, constructively, it means we're building it. We're making it happen. Actively stating. Yeah, in treatment we verbalize what we're asking for, what we're talking about in order to bring it to fruition. Sensing and knowing. We always start treatment with those words, knowing the best, knowing the highest. That's part of the language that we use. And for some specific good, putting it into the form of a positive statement so that we're clear, so that we're clear and the universe is hearing us clearly. We have to be specific in how we express ourselves during spiritual mind treatment. I heard a lecture last summer about a scientific study in which people who meditated for lengthy periods of time, meditated about the topic of compassion, actually rewired their brains so that they would be more compassionate. It was a scientific study. They tested their brains before, during, and after, and that's what they found. Isn't it amazing that our minds are up for that kind of challenge? That our minds are willing to be changed like that? I mean, think about the possibilities. We have the power to rewire our brains. That's mind-boggling. It could go a lot of different directions, and we have to stay focused if we want to change our lives by changing how we think. But we do, make no mistake, we do change our minds by changing what we think. And yet how many people use their minds for petty stuff? Anybody in this room ever choose your mind for petty stuff? I know. A treatment is an active thing with a definite motive in mind. So that means that every thought you ever have is rewiring your brain. Well, there's something to go home with, huh? We're rewiring and expressing all the time, expressing our motives every second of every day. The demonstrations of treatment are all around us. They're open. The demonstrations are available to us to see. They're part of the law and they're part of reality. And they're there for us. Just one more line from Holmes. Hope is good. It's better than despair. But it is a subtle illusion and is an unconscious compromise and has no part in an effective mental treatment. He's talking about hope having no part in spiritual mind treatment. That makes sense because hope is an expression of fear, right? Hope is something like, oh, I hope it works out. Like, I want it, but I don't really think it's going to go that way. That's sort of how hope is. We use the word a lot, but it's not the most positive word, and it doesn't represent the most confidence that we can have in our personal power and in the law and in the universe. But we can change that. We can look at what we're hoping for. We can look at the fear behind that. We can eliminate that fear. It's up to us. We can do that. And we can remind ourselves that we are capable of something much bigger than hope. We can remind ourselves that we're capable of certainty in ourselves and in the law. Hope is a subtle illusion, an unconscious compromise. Think about when we use spiritual mind treatment. We often use it for physical and mental and spiritual help. When I am involved in spiritual mind treatment for you, you don't want me to hope, do you? You want to make sure that I'm saying it and I mean it. And I know I want you to do the same for me. So that hope is something that we can get past and move beyond. We're all capable of more. The universe is giving us so much more than we're using. And this chapter of Holmes is just a great reminder. If we take it, when we take it, it's all available to us. It's a choice we make every day. Just look at it as a choice we make every day. We're capable of it, but we get to choose. And I think that's what I like most about Science of Mind. And I think that is what Holmes is telling us in chapter 3 when he writes about what it does. What it does is it gives us a choice. It allows us to use personal power in spiritual mind treatment. Yes, the law. Yes, the greater mind. Yes, the universe. But us, too. We're a part of that equation. The facts are right in front of us. Treatment is real. The law is real. Our understanding is real. And we make the choice every day. So Holmes has given us, in that very thick book of his, he's given us the most amazing gift. He's not lecturing us as much as he's saying, take this and go with it. That's the most amazing thing. He's asking us to embrace our personal power. When he says what it does, that's what it does. It gives us our personal power because we can do anything we set our minds to do. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Donna. All right, now it is our joyful time of giving, our opportunity to support the Amani Center with our gifts and tithes. As you know, we are an independent center. we survive on what we bring in here from our workshops and other things, but also the main thing that supports this center is the gifts and tithes that are given on Sundays, or people who have theirs sent automatically through the mail. There's lots of ways you can give. You can donate at theamanicenter.org. In the newsletter, there's always a donate button. We have the Venmo code there. The white seat backs have little cards that have codes that you can use to scan with your phone. We love it when you set up a recurring payment because it just helps the board to plan and know that that money's coming. However you give, though, we are so grateful. That's how we keep doing what we do here, and it really does matter in the world. So in a moment, we're going to pass those baskets. But first, as you're writing checks or getting your donation ready, I just want to do a quick treatment over that, knowing that we are all divinely sourced. Our source is not necessarily our job or the lottery or these other things. It's divine. We are one with Spirit, and Spirit is abundance and opulence and flow. And so when we step into that flow of giving and receiving, we just open it up for ourselves, for our families, for our community. So I know that whatever you are called to give, whatever your feeling is right for you is just right, and that it is received with joy and gratitude, and that it goes through this center, paying our bills, but then going out into the community to do good there as well. And it comes back and it blesses you. So I'm so grateful for everyone who steps into this flow of support for the Amani Center. I know you are blessed by it, as well as the center and the community as a whole. And so with great gratitude, I release this word into the law, knowing it is done. And together we say, and so it is. All right, we're going to have another song.
All right.
And we're
If
gonna
y'all
pass
know the
those
words to
baskets.
this one, join in with me. Joy to the world, all the boys and girls now. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. Now if I were the king of the world, I tell you what I do. I throw away the cars and bars and the wars, and I make sweet love with you. I make sweet love, say joy to the world. All the boys and girls now, joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, joy to you and me. I said joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, joy to you and me.
Yes. All right, on behalf of the Amani Center, it is my great joy, my great honor to receive these gifts and tithes, knowing they are blessed, they are pressed down, they are multiplied, they are going back to bless you and out into this community and through this center. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you, Michael. All right, are the kids back yet? Not back yet. Okay, well, that's all right. We're going to go ahead and stand and sing our closing song, which luckily y'all know, but there's the first few words of every line, so that'll help you remember. You can hold hands if that feels comfortable. Oh boy, anyone want to come up and sing with me? My voice is, woo! All right, well, we're going to do the best we can. All right. The presence is here. The presence is here. Love and spirit prevail on each face. The presence is here. Amen. The presence is here. And I will meet you in grace. I will meet you in grace. Before we do our benediction, the kids are back, so let's go ahead and bring them up and have a seat again if you like, and we'll let them tell us a little bit about what they did. All right, come on up, guys. Looks like a great group. There we are. All right, I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to hand this off to Joe. All right.
Hi, Amani. This little light of mine. All right. So we chose a book. I chose a book today. Peace Begins with You. And we did popcorn reading again because they really like popcorn reading. Someone reads, and then they say another person's name, and then they get to read, and then they say the name, and it goes around. So we had a pretty good time reading. It was a bit of a long book, but they were very good at listening and being peaceful. So, and then what did we? Oh, then we did some drawing. Can everybody show? We did some rainbows, kind of what peace meant to them, and such. So, and we talked about peace between friends, between mom and dads, and how to come to peace. And the one word that came up was compromise. So the affirmation. Cruz, are you going to say the affirmation? Okay.
Peace begins with compromise.
Peace. Thank you, Cruz. All right, and then we had a little time to play, and that's why we were late. So, thank you. Good job, you guys.
All right. Thank you, guys. Find your people, and then I'm going to have Reverend Donna come up and do our benediction.
What better way to go into 2026? Peace counts on compromise, and we are all one with the infinite mind. And so it is.
Get tickets for Reverend Donna's talk with Michael Pollard.